All right. Hey, you are tuned to Jazz88 and Radio Deluxe. Hope you're staying warm tonight. My name is Danny Sigelman. We're gearing up for the Jazz Impulse, coming to you live every Saturday. Some Saturdays we're taped, but tonight we are live 7 to 10 here at Jazz88. We're celebrating 1 year of the Jazz Impulse all month, and I have a very special guest coming in. My friend Lonesome Dan Kase will be coming into the studio in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll be talking, seeing what he's up to. He'll be performing for us. I have yet to have a live performer in the studio with me on the program. So we're kicking off another year of the Jazz Impulse with something new. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about next week. We announced last week. Next week, we're having a guest live from the Dakota. We're going to be broadcasting Nerdy. So much happening with the Jazz Impulse. I'm so excited and just honored to be with you every Saturday night here at Jazz 88. Honored to follow Radio Deluxe as I do. And the bad news is the weather. It is cold, people. Currently 2 degrees in the Twin Cities, looking at a low around 13 below for the overnight. You're getting your northwest winds, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow, much colder. Sunny, a high around 3 below tomorrow. Man, 3 degrees, that'd be like beach weather. Tomorrow, it's -3. A low tomorrow night of -13 degrees. Just going to kind of hang around the home all weekend, stay warm, and hey, enjoy some music tonight. It's going to be really fun. As I mentioned, Lonesome Dan Kase will be coming in. I'm going to do a little tribute to David Lynch as well. I found some music he actually performed, and we'll play some of, those killer theme music, all that. It's all coming up here on the Jazz Impulse tonight here on Jazz 88.
Join us on Monday for a special holiday installment of the Afternoon Cruise. We'll be celebrating musical pieces connected to the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., as well as some excerpts from his speeches. It's all on the Afternoon Cruise. Senseo at 3 on Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
88.5 KBEM FM Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Jazz88.FM, a listener-supported service of Minneapolis Public Schools.
Let yourself be heard this time.
It's Jazz 88. Man, that was massive. Loving it. I kind of forgot about this record. The group is called Shoo Shoo. That's with an X, an I, and a U. And they've been around a minute. I'm not totally sure if they're from the California, San Jose area, and recorded a whole tribute record. I think the group is kind of primarily the vehicle for a guy named Jamie Stewart, who you likely heard yowling and wailing on the guitar there. Shoo Shoo plays the music of Twin Peaks, came out in 2016, and had to bring on Falling. There's a lot of cool versions of that song in tribute to David Lynch, who we lost this week. Just a huge inspiration for myself personally, an auteur, and of course a film director, but dabbled in music a lot, and often uncredited or credited without actually playing an instrument on some of the records. And I thought I'd play a couple tunes that he is a part of. A guy named Blue Bob is a blues guitarist, and this just came out a couple years ago. A record called Thank You Judge that David Lynch played on. So I'm going to play that for you in a minute. We're also going to play some music from Lonesome Dan Kase, who's coming in during the 8 o'clock hour, and will be joining me playing in the studio as well. We'll find out more what he's up to, but we're going to dive into some of David Lynch's music. He also did a track with Karen O. This record, I think, is even newer. So we're gonna dive into that and pay tribute to the man and the legend and the inspiration. And don't smoke cigarettes, kids. This is called Thank You Judge. It's here on Jazz 88, the Jazz Impulse.
Got my morning beans. watching all the streetlights fade, and now you're just a stranger's dream. I took a picture from the frame, and now you're nothing like you seem. Your shadow fell like last night's rain.
It's Jazz88 and the Jazz Impulse. A little tribute to David Lynch tonight. That was Chromatics in the song from the was it a reboot of Twin Peaks? The Chromatics Shadow, the name of that song. Very David Lynch-esque. He actually performed on a couple tracks we heard before that. David Lynch and Karen O together on Pinky's Dream. That was from 2011 from the Crazy Clown Time record of his. He made a few records. Another one called Blue Bob from 2001. We heard the dicey Thank You Judge with David Lynch and John Neff on that tune. All over the place, man. Just love that guy. Love the movies. Love the inspiration and weirdness. It's, I got to say, perfect for the Jazz Impulse tonight. I hope you're digging the vibe so far. It's a little dark and cold and messy and weird, and that's where we're at right now. But we're gonna lighten up. We're gonna definitely get into some funkiness as we do every week here from 7 to 10 on Jazz 88. My name is Danny Sigelman. I will be joined by Lonesome Dan. He'll probably cheer us up next hour. He's going to be coming in the studio and performing for us and bringing some cheer. And I think we're going to play a song from him right now, perhaps. And man, this guy, I would call somewhat of a troubadour, like a very traditional blues kind of troubadour traveler type. And I'm excited to have him. We're going to hear Sunshine Special, a little preview of what to expect next hour. Do stay tuned. It's right here on the Jazz Impulse.
Special can't run. Lord, I got a gang of women, man, they ride from sun to sun. Yeah. Well, the same old fireman, keep the same old engineer. Same old engineer. Lord, that sunshine special's gonna run me all away from here. Gonna leave on the sunshine special, honey. Going in on the Santa Fe. Sunshine Special, honey, going in on the Santa Fe. Lord, somebody better stop that Katie, 'cause she's taking my gal from me. Said right to come to Texas, living in on San Antonio. 'cause somebody's been trying to spy your engine, man, ever since you've been gone. Yeah, I despise it now. I got a gal for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday too. Got a gal for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday too. If I sweeten up on a Saturday, what are these women through the week wanna do? Cotton belt is a slow train, so slow that I can't see it. Cotton belt is a slow train, so slow that I can't see it. Lord, if I leave Texas anymore, I'm gonna ride on that hill and
The BBC World Service is the world's largest international broadcaster.
World News.
World News.
This is the World News from the BBC.
And with journalists located all around the world, we can cover stories when they happen, wherever they happen.
Go to our Moscow correspondent.
This report from Zimbabwe.
Jonathan Head is in Bangkok.
Secunda Kamani joins us from Islamabad.
Global news you can trust from the BBC World Service.
At the top of each hour, weekdays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on 88.5.
Feeling the pulse of the Twin Cities, the Jazz Impulse on Jazz 88.
For a sale, appetizing young love for sale, love that's fresh and still unspoiled, love that's only slightly soiled. I got love for sale. Who will buy? Who would like to sample my supply? Who's prepared to pay the price for a trip to paradise? I've got love for sale. Let the poets pipe of love in their childish way. I know every type of love better far than they. If you want the thrill of love, I've been through the mill of love. Old love, new love, every love but true love for sale. I got appetizing young love for sale. If you want to buy my wares, come with me and climb the stairs. I got love for sale. Yeah.
type of love in the childish way. I know every type of love better for than they. If you want the thrill of love, I've been through the mill of love. Oh, love, new love, everything but true love for sale. I got advertising young love for sale. If you want to taste my wares, come with me, climb the stairs. I got love for sale. Love for sale. I got love for sale.
Man, that's our own Patty Peterson. Had to give it up to Patty. She's performing tonight at Crooners. This is cool. This is a cool combo. Patty Peterson and Tommy Barbarella in the house tonight at Crooners. That sounds like a lot of fun. And we just heard her version of Love for Sale. We know, you know Patty. We love Patty around here. And it's nice to give her props and know that she's out there working tonight, keeping people warm. A lot going on in the Twin Cities musically tonight, including the Red Hot Django Peppers are performing at Metronome Brewery. We're going to listen to them in a little bit. But before Patty, we heard Lonesome Dan Kase. He's very likely warming up his car right now on his way over to hang out with me tonight in the studio. It gets kind of lonely here, but I'm excited to have a guest. It's very rare that I've done this. I've never had a guest perform music. So after doing the Jazz Impulse for a year now, we're still breaking new grounds here at Jazz88. So thank you so much for all the love and dedication. I got some great feedback from folks that have been enjoying the show since day one. I just recently posted as a podcast. You can check out the Jazz Impulse on YouTube. So I was listening to some older episodes and some of the first, and very different, but the same spirit all along. Kind of make it up as we go, but we also like to throw in kind of some curveballs. And I just have such a blast doing this with you every Saturday. So thank you so much for tuning in. Another group, I mentioned the Red Hot Django Peppers at Metronome. Probably still some time to get over there. We're going to hear Minor Blues. It's right here on Jazz88, the Jazz Impulse. A wide spectrum of businesses and organizations join together to support our mission of jazz and education in the Jazz88 Business Circle. Our members include the Art Shop at Midtown Global Market, our Mark Fry Law Firm, Minnehaha Falls Landscaping, Walker West Music Academy, and the American Swedish Institute. Learn how you can join the circle and reach our discerning audience at jazz88.fm.
It's the Jazz 88 live music calendar for Saturday, 11 a.m., the High 48's Astor Cafe, Minneapolis. 4:30, 32nd Street Jazz, Berlin, Minneapolis. 6 p.m., Patty Peterson with Tommy Barbarella, Crooners, Minneapolis. And 7 p.m., Bruce Henry, Dakota, Minneapolis. Find more on the live music calendar at jazz88.fm.
Yeah, sounding all right, man. Loving it. Thelonious Monk here on Jazz 88, the Jazz Impulse. And we heard the tune Hackensack, obviously live, I think from 1964. I had trouble figuring out which band that was, but they all sounded great. It's great to play it for you here tonight on the Jazz Impulse. Donald Byrd, before that, we went back to his Bird in Flight record and the tune Ghana. Great band on that one, including Jackie McLean and Hank Mobley, the whole gang. And we are just having a great time. This is the Jazz Impulse. My name is Danny Sigelman. We are getting ready for the second hour. We bring you the soundtrack to your Saturday, every Saturday from 7 to 10 here on Jazz 88. My friend Lonesome Dan Kase just made it through the cold and into the studios. He's warming up, getting ready to go. We're going to be chatting with him. He's going to be playing some music for us live. I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be playing all types of music for you here tonight, as we do. Currently 2 degrees in the Twin Cities, looking at lows around 13 below tonight. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Man. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of -3 degrees tomorrow. So bundle up, stay warm, and if you're enjoying the show and hanging out and drinking that hot cider or whatever you got going on, thank you for joining us here tonight. And we are going to get into it again, some highlighters coming up.
88.5 KBEM FM Minneapolis St. Paul and Jazz88.FM, a listener-supported service of Minneapolis Public Schools.
Join us for a special holiday installment of the afternoon cruise today at 3 o'clock. On account of the Martin Luther King Jr. Day holiday, we'll be sharing music connected to Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy, as well as excerpts of some of his most celebrated speeches. It's all on the cruise. Send sail at 3 today.
Good vibes only, every Saturday night on Jazz 88.
It's Jazz88 and Freddie Hubbard here on the Jazz Impulse. I was running across the room with a styrofoam cup full of water on that one. Got me going here, but we just heard Freddie Hubbard and the tune Getting Down for sure. And that comes from the Black Angel record, 1970, the year of that one. I'm out of breath. Jimmy Spalding on the sax, Kenny Barron, pianist, and Reggie Workman on bass with Louis Hayes on drums, as well as Carlos Patato Valdez making an appearance on congas and maracas. How about that, Dan?
That was a great sound, yeah.
And before that, we heard the Highlighters. They did Poppin' Popcorn on Jazz88 here tonight. Hopefully you're popping some popcorn and enjoying the show. We got some live music now. My friend Lonesome Dan Kase. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
doing good. Surviving the crazy weather out there, but doing good.
Yeah. Did you have to kind of rev up your car for a while?
Yeah, an old car.
You're kind of one of these old timey guys. I imagine you have a crank on the front of your car.
But it feels like it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
You didn't bring the horse and
the horse
carriage.
And buggy.
Yeah,
yeah. I had. It might be next. Yeah, my next car. I keep going back in time.
Well, so thank you so much for joining us tonight, Dan. I thought
thanks for having me.
Really fun idea, and I've been seeing Dan perform for years. How you've been around it? Did you grow up in Minnesota?
I didn't actually grow up in Michigan. Actually, I grew up in southern Michigan. Yeah.
Okay, we won't hold that against you.
Yeah. It's southern Michigan. Most people think northern Michigan when I tell them that.
Yeah.
And here, but
And when did you move to the Twin Cities then?
2001, the end of 2000.
Okay.
So I lived out in Colorado and other places out west.
And you've been playing guitar most of your life then?
Since I was about 15. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was just a few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago.
But Lonesome Dan Kase, you kind of a legend essentially in terms of the style of music. I'd say that you kind of you carry the torch for a traditional style. You want to kind of break it down for people. How do you explain it to folks?
Yeah, I came up definitely doing a lot of old country blues and ragtime and early jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And
were you like a student
Delta
of that?
blues? Yeah, I mean not
an academic
student. Yeah, more just studying by myself and mostly self-taught. Taking a few lessons with a few people.
Yeah,
and I'm learned from some a really great player out in Colorado. This guy Johnny Long, one of my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, mostly self-taught and just kind of kept going back in time for the old music, And I heard it when I was about 16, and that kind of got stuck on it back then. So
that's a big part of the scene, I think, in the Twin Cities is a traditional style of blues.
It is, it is. There's actually a lot. I mean, like on the West Bank, with Spider John and Dave Ray and those guys. I remember hearing them when I was 17 in Michigan. Growing up in Michigan, and thinking how cool it'd be to meet them. I didn't actually realize I would someday.
Yeah.
So there is a tradition here. I mean, I feel like it's. And it's pretty cool.
And are you did you ever like play with any of those guys? I only ever see you alone. That's probably why you're Lonesome Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I never played with them in a band or anything. I mean, I got together a couple times.
Yeah,
and mostly just saw them at their own gigs.
Yeah.
So mostly just as far as people that I played with that were older than me, mostly just watch them play. Yeah, like I said, Johnny Long is kind of my blues godfather, and I learned a lot learned how to dress, learned everything from him. So when I was about 19, 20, 21 coming up, learning how to finger pick.
Yeah.
And his style is a little bit more early Chicago, like Muddy Waters and Elmore James. Is more, less acoustic than mine, but so he's one of my favorite players. And Spider John, when I moved here, watching those guys and so it's and just kind of, and then over years just writing a lot. I've always written songs, and then at some point it just became all pretty much all my own repertoire.
And would you say it comes out of just the tradition of it, or would you kind of maybe say you're a little bit of a purist with the blues? Like, how does that fall for you?
I kind of feel like musically I'm a little bit of a purist, but lyrically I like to think of my songs as being kind of like, I have a thing on my website that says songs in the key of the past and present.
Okay.
And I think of that as being kind of like lyrics, and some of the stuff are definitely, I think of myself as kind of a modern folk singer, like in that sense.
So now you're singing songs like I'm out of cryptocurrency.
Not quite that modern.
I don't have any Venmo.
Yeah, right. Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
But no, I think that you just making it relatable and but keeping it with the old styles. Like I never wanted to be like an academic purist like that. Like
right.
I learned all those old songs because I wanted to learn how to write my own songs.
Yeah.
So I can play all that stuff, but I didn't want to play it just like those guys.
I think of Steve Buscemi in Ghost World. Have you ever seen that movie?
Years ago, but yeah.
He's kind of the blues purist at the bar.
Is it
blues hammer?
That's exactly what it's like. Yeah, and the guy that's supposed to be kind of like John Jackson or Mississippi John Hurt opening for that band. Yeah, that's the classic scene, and that's
So do you get billed with kind of more modern type blues?
I used to more especially like at blues festivals. Unfortunately, even the best acoustic players always get relegated to the side stages, and because the electric blues thing is always going to be a little bit more prominent in terms of people's minds. But I've played with, like years ago in Denver, I played with all kinds of bands, opened for so many different crazy bands, punk bands that didn't, because you just have to play. So I played open for a lot of different people and been on a lot of crazy bills. But I'd say for the most part now, it's mostly just my own, gigs. So
well, I think there's a lot of appreciation in the Twin Cities for that and that sound, and we play a lot of blues here on Jazz 88.
It's
and
cool.
I kind of dip in and out of it too on the Jazz Impulse. Let's Dan brought his guitar.
Yeah,
and has it warmed up?
I think so. Yeah. I had a gig this morning at an inside farmers market at a Bachman's.
Ooh.
St. Paul Farmers Market does these really cool inside markets at a few of the different Bachman's around. So I played for a few hours this morning. So I got a little bit of practicing. So
and they pay you in succulents.
Sometimes it feels like it. No, it's a fun gig.
Well, very cool. We'll talk more and find out more what Dan has coming up. But this is a first on the Jazz Impulse. I do this show every week. I try to do it a little differently or do something totally differently.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And this is a first now, so I'm excited to introduce live in the studio here, Lonesome Dan Kase on the Jazz Impulse.
Awesome. I'm gonna do a song I wrote here called "Down in the Hollow Blues." If you go, I'll follow down deep in the hollow. If you go, I'll follow down deep in the hollow. Down deep in the bottom with the bugs and spiders on. If you go up north, I will set my course on. If you go up north, I will set my course on. Through the rain and snow and the wind and cold on. If you take a notion, would I sail across the ocean? If you take a notion, when I sail across the ocean, I will build a boat, I'm gonna set my plane in motion. If you fly down south, I will take that route. Said if you go down south, I will take that route. Said down to Mississippi, I'm past the land of 50. If you go, I'll follow down deep in the hollow. If you go, I'll follow down deep in the hollow. deep in the bottom with the bugs and spiders on. Down deep in the bottom, oh Lord.
Yeah, all right, man. Oh, that was fantastic. Love
thanks
it.
A lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
And that's a newer one, or
actually, I wrote that about
100 years ago.
It feels like about almost 10 years ago. Yeah, nine years ago, maybe. Yeah. So I've got a bunch of songs from like 2015 to like 2018.
Yeah.
And I'm still playing, kind of getting a bunch of new ones, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's quite a few that I wrote back then that I'm playing still.
Do you typically perform mostly originals?
Yeah, it's like 99%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can play some of the old stuff, and once in a while I'll pull it out if it's But yeah, pretty much all my own stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, like I said, I've always been a writer. I just, I learned, there was a period where I was learning a lot of the old blues and, so I could incorporate it into my own music. So yeah, that was kind of always the end goal, you know? So learning how to play so you can, make your own thing with it. So.
Well, we got Lonesome Dan Kase here in the studio on the Jazz Impulse tonight. I'm really digging it. Dan brought in a bunch of records as well. We're going to, I was expecting you to just only bring like 78s or something. But,
I could have. Yeah, I thought about that.
But yeah, we're going to play some records. You want to play another song?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, you're warmed up, man. Let's do it. It's Lonesome Dan Kase here on the Jazz Impulse.
Into a song here I wrote called One Dream. It's a little bit slower song. Well, if I only had one dream left before I take my rest, I would want that dream to be all about you and the loving things you do. If I only had one dream left. Well, if I only had one breath left before I take my rest, I would use that breath to say I love you and the loving things you do. If I only had one breath left. Well, it was the longest moment that I lived. Into your eyes, my love I did give now. Before I take my rest, I would spend that night, hold you to my breast, lay my head upon your chest. If I only had one night left. Said if I only had one wish left before I take my rest, I would summon down the sun to your side, keep the light in your life, before I go on my everlasting ride. Said it was the longest moment that I lived. Into your eyes, my love I did give.
All right. Lonesome Dan Kase here on Jazz 88. The Jazz Impulse. I mean, I could listen to that all night.
Thanks, man.
Dan plays a lot. You mentioned you're playing at a Bachman's today. What's the next gig? Are you doing like 3-4 gigs a week? Or?
Usually, it kind of depends. It's a little quieter in the winter, but yeah, it was funny because when we saw you at Dusty's, I had 5 in a row. That was my last of 5.
Really?
But then I haven't had one since then, so it's kind of a little feast or famine in the winter. But yeah, I've got Indeed on Tuesday, Indeed Brewing in Northeast, and then Dawn and I, who play as Kismet Rendezvous, we're playing at the Finnish Bistro on Friday, the 24th. Cool. So yeah, that's Dawn Tanner, and we've been playing together the last 2 years. Like the last year and a half, we kind of ramped up a lot of gigs, and so that's been a lot of fun too. That we do that song actually,
and you're a little less lonesome. Then.
That's not so bad.
And then you're doing the first Sunday every month at Dusty's, and
that's a recurring gig. Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, Dan brought in some records here, and I think we'll go to one of these. And we're going to do a update, Twin Cities this week. That's coming up in a few minutes here, but let's play a record. This is I'm not familiar with Max Morath.
Yeah, Max Morath. He's a piano player. He died just a few years ago. But
really?
He was a ragtime piano player. He actually had a show on public TV years ago. Called the Ragtime Era, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And great piano player. Does a lot of great ragtime. And this particular piece is by a woman named May Ofterhide, and she was a piano player from Indiana. Wrote some really great rags.
Yeah.
And this is one called The Thriller,
Yeah, The Thriller. And this record's pretty cool. It's the Ragtime Women, so it's really kind of highlighting a lot of the women composers from that era.
It's really cool because up until I had that record, I hadn't heard a lot of the women ragtime stuff. So it's really cool. And there's since then I have several other ones now, but it's great stuff.
So we're going to hear The Thriller from 1909, originally composed by May Ofterhide.
Yeah.
I love her stuff.
Indiana.
And it's The Thriller. It's I'm here. This is the Jazz Impulse, and it's here on Jazz 88. celebrating 1 year of the Jazz Impulse all month here at Jazz88, and I'm excited to bring in some live music to the studio. Tune into the Jazz Impulse tonight as we welcome to the Jazz Impulse Twin Cities troubadour, Lonesome Dan Kase. Lonesome Dan will be bringing in his acoustic guitar and some selections of his own tonight on the Jazz Impulse. That's 7 to 10 right here on Jazz 88. It's time for Twin Cities This Week with Phil Nussbaum. 7 p.m. on Sunday, January 26, Kendra Glenn, Ginger Commodore, and Monique Blakey create a special tribute show to influential and inspiring singer Anita Baker. Kendra Glenn talked to Phil Nussbaum about the show, which at the time of the interview was in rehearsal. First, Kendra addressed the special qualities of the voice of Anita Baker.
Joe and I are we've both been in the business for, I suppose, 3 or 4 decades apiece, and so after a certain amount of hours, you build the skill to be able to sit in front of an audience and sort of gather from what you can see and what you can hear and the energy that you feel, what kind of music might work in the room in the next following moments. We have our general music that we would sort of begin the night with, but if we see people who are younger than us that walk in, because our general audience sort of is our own age, but if we find people that are maybe a little bit younger that are coming in, that are maybe in their 20s or early 30s, we might decide to go over to more of an R&B song that might be something that came out in the last 10 years rather than in the last 40 years. Something like, you don't know, baby, but when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're the sunshine and the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. But of course, if we see another group that comes in and they're clearly speaking Spanish, or it's a party atmosphere, then we were like, hey, we have some songs that they might like, something, either some Santana music or some Spanish music of some sort. And so Joe Cruz, being Joe Cruz, he may not speak Spanish, but he definitely plays in Spanish. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame y bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. But of course, similarly, if we find people that are bopping their head to something that might be a little more old school, maybe something more country, or just even by, looking at the demographics that we have in front of us, we might go maybe something Patsy, we might grab something like this one. Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. Oh, I'm crazy. You get the idea. We sort of, roll this way or that way depending on who's in front of us. And it's a lot of fun. Keeps everything fresh and keeps us guessing. Keeps us guessing even what we're going to do next.
Sometimes I'll just start a song because I feel that maybe we need to play a standard, a jazz standard.
Well, that's the bulk of your repertoire, isn't it? The standards in the collective consciousness of people who grew up in North America.
We both love the standards, and so if it's just us hanging out and we don't know what's going on in the room yet, we lean on the standards, man. We have a blast. And Joe Cruz, being incredible, the bass line you're hearing right now is, it's just one man, one guitar, so. heaven, and my heart beats so that I can barely speak, and I seem to find that happiness I seek when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, heaven. We have a blast. We do ballads and we do original stuff too as well. But yeah, reading the room is, if we're doing a concert and we have a set list that we know that we're doing, there's something beautiful about that. But there's also something very fun with having a non-ticketed environment where you don't know what kind of crowd is going to show up, and it makes every night a little bit different, and it makes every night that much more surprising to us and to the audience, and makes it that much more fun.
We're speaking with Jennifer Grimm and Joe Cruz, and you do a lot of the old standards, maybe 100 years old. But to you, are there more recent songs which are deserving of being called standards?
I think that there are quite a few that we get requests for and that we enjoy playing, some of them being Amy Winehouse's things, Amy Winehouse's Valerie. Well, at night I go out by myself and I look across the water. And also, Nora Jones has a bunch of songs that people love that they're definitely, I think, sort of a new standard, sure. Come away with me in the night. Come away with me, and I will write you a song. But of course, we also write a bunch of songs that we hope that people think are standards, like the song that I wrote about you.
This one.
Yeah. We don't necessarily tell people that this was written by me or us because, it's just a cool song, and people get up and they dance to it and they hang out, and then I feel cool because I wrote it. My baby and I, we don't want any trouble. Me and my baby, we just want to dance. My baby and I, we're living in a romance bubble. Me and my baby, we're living in a bubble romance. Oh, every time I see him, he covers me with the kisses. And I squeeze my baby every time I get a chance. One of these days I'm gonna make myself his missus. Nailed it. Me and my baby, we're living in a bubble romance.
Jennifer Grimm and Joe Cruz sing and play at Ingredients in White Bear every Thursday from 5:30 till 8 p.m. Ingredients is located at ingredientscafe.com, and reservations are advised for the shows. But Jennifer and Joe have multiple music projects going on, and to learn more, it is joecruzmusic.com, and that's Cruz, C-R-U-Z, and Jennifer Grimm with 2 M's.com. This program is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Phil Nussbaum speaking.
We have a blast, We get to do whatever we want to do. That's the beauty. We just get to hang out, but this is how we date each other, We hang out on stage and play a bunch of music.
Hello, this is Ian Shaw, and on the next Ronnie Scott's radio show, I shall be talking to Melody Gardot once again, because there's so much more to our interview that you just ain't heard, so we've decided to play the rest of it next time round.
You're forced to be in isolation, and then on top of it, for them, music is almost more important than food.
So do join Melody and me, Ian Shaw, for the next Ronnie Scott's radio show. Wednesday from 9 p.m. on Jazz 90.1.
Tuesday night from 8 on Jazz 88.
Feeling the pulse of the Twin Cities, the Jazz Impulse on Jazz 88.
My heart is filled with pain. I believe I'll catch the train. My heart is filled with pain. I believe I'll catch the train. The one I love he has another man. Young company train, and I ain't got no chain. Young company train, and I ain't got no chain. All I can do, just stand and wring my hand. I don't feel shame, standing and wring my hand at the train. I don't feel shame, standing and wring my hand at the train. I the first man, the train left cold and hang. Now the same big black train that put me in a strain. That the same big black train that put me in a strain. I ride the train, keep the women from spinning my chain. I don't see nothing but Haynes standing at the train. I don't see nothing but Haynes standing at the train. That's the same black train that left me in a strain.
It's Jazz 88, the Jazz Impulse, and Buka White. That is Black Train Blues from 1940. No, I didn't play it from the 78, but it sounded like it could have been. And Fixin' to Die Blues was the B-side to that, or the A-side of the same single. You know those joints?
Yeah. Oh, they're so good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have Lonesome Dan Kase here in the studio. My name is Danny Sigelman. I kind of forgot where I was, man. It's like it's like the blues impulse tonight. I love it. And mixing it up music-wise as we do here every Saturday from 7 to 10. Lonesome Dan in the studio brought some cool records as well. We're going to play some of those. And Dan, you mentioned Indeed Brewing this week.
Yeah, Tuesday.
And would you do you travel a lot with the guitar?
Yeah, I do a lot of regional stuff, you know, Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota, Wisconsin.
Yeah. And you're kind of like right down to like the type of microphone you use. You're very authentic.
Yeah, I've got a really cool microphone. It's a Myrtle.
And what is that guitar, man? This is cool.
This is a National Tricone, so it's a wood-bodied tricone. So it's a pretty unique guitar.
It's got its own like amplification, but it's totally acoustic. Man.
Well, these resonators were originally, I think they were originally, was it 23 or 1927? But they were made for jazz players. But they were kind of big and clunky, and the jazz players didn't like them that much. So then the blues guys picked them up because they were so loud.
Yeah. And is this particular guitar vintage?
No, this is actually this is about 10 years old.
Okay.
So I've had it for about almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And but I do have an old one that's a vintage one.
Yeah.
From like 1935.
Wow.
And that's a really cool guitar too. But this one's quite an upgrade on that and sound.
Yeah.
So I really like the wood-bodied resonators more than the steel. The steel are really cool too, but the wood has a little more sustain, I think.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And it's it's just in here too. I was just playing it like, wow, it's like sounds so great in here.
Yeah.
Way better than my apartment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
that foam on the wall isn't there for decoration.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, let's hear what it sounds like. We got Lonesome Dan Kase here in the studio on the Jazz Impulse tonight.
I'm right into a song I wrote called A Losing Streak. It's got some Robert Johnson and Buka White in it. chain. Well, I see my baby, Lord, up on a lonesome hill. Up on a lonesome hill. Well, she's leaving, well, but I believe I love her still now. Well, now, day gone by, you're still on my mind. Play it out, play it out. You're still on my mind. Well, my daily wish is you come to see me sometime. Why? 'Cause it seemed like to me, well, what? We sure had a real good thing now. We sure had a real good thing now. Now you're gonna play it down, you're gonna pull me out on a losing streak now. Yeah, man. I got all the time. 'Cause I see the night stars shining like a silver chain. Shining like a silver chain. Yeah, it don't mean nothing 'cause I'm down by myself again now. Yeah. Some trouble, well, if it's all night long. If it's all night long. Well, I got the word blues and now my mind is gone. Well, you said you love me, but I believe you told a lie. Tears roll it all in my eyes. Yeah. Well, now, mirror on the wall, tell me what I done wrong now. Tell me what I done wrong. And will I always be treated like a doggone dog?
Oh, man.
All right, thanks a lot.
That is awesome. Lonesome Dan Kase here in the studio on the Jazz Impulse tonight. Sounding great, and just loving the sound of that guitar, just in awe of it.
Yeah, it sounds really great in the studio. It's really fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I went and listened
to
meant
for that.
I listened to it on the air signal, and yeah, everybody's getting a nice little treat tonight here.
Cool. That's good to hear.
On Jazz 88. Do you want to play another song, or should we go to a record? What do you think?
I can play another song and then go to a record. That sound good?
Let's do that. Let's have another song. I want to ask, though, anybody looking to find out more about Lonesome Dan Kase, where do they go?
Yeah, you can go to lonesomedan.com. That's my website.
Okay.
And then that links to Facebook and stuff. But yeah, Facebook is just Lonesome Dan. Facebook. Yeah. So, and I've got like my regular music page and then my, personal page. But yeah, it's kind of the same.
Yeah. And and you're on Instagram too, I know.
Yeah, Instagram. Yep, Instagram. Yep.
Okay.
That's just Lonesome Dan too. It's all kind of under the same thing. So yeah, but lonesomedan.com has all my gigs and stuff and music and
so technologically advanced.
Yeah. I still don't have stuff on all the streaming sites, but that's next. That's coming.
He's an I was going to make a dumb joke. Anyway.
Slowly pushing into the 20th century.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say you use an abacus to get on the internet, but that would really not made any sense at all. Let's hear another song from Lonesome Dan Kase here on the Jazz Impulse.
I'll do a song I wrote called Night Horse. This song I wrote about a friend of mine in Michigan. I got trouble in my soul, here comes a rumble in my mind. Driving down like thunder, silver murder in my eyes. Oh my, well I wanna fly to the land beyond the sky, where the night feels so cold, wicked silence in my bones. In the gray veil of dawn, lives and finds me here alone. Oh my, well I wanna fly to the land beyond the sky. Watching the clouds moving in their endless lullaby. Well, I want to believe, but it's not for me to cry. Oh my, well I wanna fly to the land beyond the sky. Empty bottle in the corner keeps the dark from coming in. When I get up in the morning, I gotta do it all over again. Oh my, well I wanna fly to the land beyond the sky. Lullaby. Said I want to believe, but it's not for me to cry. Oh my, well I wanna fly to the land beyond the sky, where the night horse is down, blinding light underground. And I can't remember how long it's been since you come around. Oh my, well I wanna fly to the land beyond the sky. Oh my, well I wanna fly to the land beyond the sky.
Bravo, bravo.
All right, thank you.
It's Lonesome Dan Kase on the Jazz Impulse tonight here on Jazz88 live in the studio. We did it, man.
We did it.
Yeah. That's a first for us here. And what a great one to kick it off with, Dan.
I appreciate
so thanks for
it.
coming down.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
I knew I could get you in here. So thanks for taking the time coming out tonight and playing some great music for us.
Absolutely.
Playing that wonderful guitar. And again, lonesomedan.com.
Yes.
How'd you get that one? There's no other Lonesome Dans in the world?
It's funny. There was some guy named Lonesome Dan and the Curmudgeons apparently in Pennsylvania, but he didn't have lonesomedan.com.
Yeah.
And I only discovered that because somebody was doing my old website.
Yeah.
And they had found that person. But yeah, I don't know who that is. But
well, you're no curmudgeon, that's for sure. Dan's a great guy, plays all over town. Again, at Indeed on Tuesday. Tuesday.
And then the Finnish Bistro on Friday.
Okay.
With Kismet.
And that's all on his website. And the first Sunday
at Dusty's.
At Dusty's. Always very cool. Well, Dan brought in another record here we're going to play. And this is Larry Johnson, the Blue Goose label. I love that label.
Yeah,
man.
it's a great label.
Yeah.
They did a lot of really cool blues stuff.
And what can you tell us about Larry Johnson?
Larry Johnson was this record's one of my favorite records. And he was originally from Georgia, but lived up in Harlem for a long time, and was a student of Reverend Gary Davis's.
Okay,
and all the great Sonny Terry and Brian McGee, these great Carolina and blues and gospel players. So he came out of that tradition and put out about 3 albums back in this. I think is from the late '60s.
Okay.
Or 71. I can't remember. There's like 3 albums in that area, and this one is just it's definitely one of the best albums. It's the playing is great, everything is just great, and his writing's really. He does some old blues stuff. He does some of his own, and it's a killer record.
Do you ever, as somewhat of a musicologist, do you ever consider like teaching or writing about the blues?
It's funny. I think that's kind of what I was talking about earlier too. Is not really going down that path as much because I always kind of feel like more. I've studied it a lot, but I don't feel like it's my path was always more writing and kind of just playing it more than. But I feel like that's a big part of learning it. Is learning the roots of it, and I just love the history of it. So
absolutely,
but
yeah, and it's history that kind of is fading, so the more...
Well, especially now, I feel like it's... Well, and I think unfortunately, with modern, videos and stuff, you can hear people playing some of this stuff, but it's not right. So I think, I think it's one of those things where you really have to listen and kind of... figure it out,
It helps to kind of follow the thread of going deeper and deeper into the music.
It really does, yeah.
Well, let's get into it. Thanks so much, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.
Again, Lonesome Dan Kase here in the studio tonight. Always a treat to hang out with Dan and hear him play. We're going to go over to the turntable, and Larry Johnson, and the song is Charlie Stone.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's here on Jazz 88.
Yeah, now I know a fool who came way down south. Call him Charlie Stone. Now he make a living going around town. I mean, blowing on a slide trombone. Now he can make it moan and he can make it sing. Hey, where did he get that thing? But play on Stone, gone with the slide trombone. When he played that thing down on Market Street, Butcher Sam had to leave his knee to hear old Stone blowing on his slide trombone. Let's get it now, Stone. Yeah. I say, hey, that's Stone playing on your slide trombone. I said, I know Charlie Stone. Yeah, he make a living going around town. I mean, blowing on a slide trombone. Yes, he can make it moan and he can make it sing. Tell me where did he get that thing? But play on Stone, gone with the slide trombone. Now the women gather around and they shake their hips. When that horn is shaking to his lips. And play on Stone, gone with the slide trombone. Now as he played it Sunday morning, as the sister stood around, Peter Johnson laid his Bible down to hear old Stone
Every year in Minnesota, carbon monoxide poisonings result in ER visits, hospitalizations, and even deaths. Common sense measures and awareness of symptoms can help avert tragedy. Make sure that fuel-burning appliances and heating devices are properly installed. Never use a generator, gas, or charcoal burning device inside your home, basement, or garage. Watch out for poisoning symptoms like nausea, dizziness, vomiting, confusion, and fatigue, and place a carbon monoxide detector within 10 feet of each room used for sleeping.
Support Jazz88 all year long. Become a sustainer at $10 a month or more and receive the new Jazz88 digital member card. Donate at jazz88.fm or 612-668-1735.
88.5 KBEM FM Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Jazz88.fm, a listener-supported service of Minneapolis Public Schools.
Something like your mother. Want to be someone else, not me but another. Right here in this moment, I wish I could meet you. I'm just a some faith in people. Want every thought to be gold on the fire. I could be made out of truth, not some liar. Want to be tempered, seek to be tested, to see it all clearly whenever it's rested. Want every lesson, the lessons that teach me. Someone who knows what I am whenever they reach me. Give me a fever, show me some reason. Love me whenever it's out of season. Want to be special, something like your mother. Want to be someone else, not me but another. But now in this moment, I wish I
This is Jazz88, the Jazz Impulse, and Angel Olsen, truly one of my favorites. We went back to her 2017 record, Phases. That's a real dark, man, a lot of her music is really dark, I guess. Is that why I like it? I don't know. That was called Special, and it has been kind of a dark, we started off with the David Lynch tribute tonight and been kind of steeped in the blues. And it's kind of a cold, chilly, dark night, and I hope we're providing you with some like you feel like you are in company, and we're kind of all having the blues together. Maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. This is the Jazz Impulse, and I want to let you know about a couple construction projects happening around town. In St. Paul, notably, in the Kellogg Boulevard 3rd Street Bridge is closed between Lafayette Street and Mounds Boulevard. And just down the road, Highway 61 is reduced to one lane at East Kellogg Boulevard for bridge work. And I don't think I gave you the weather yet. Oh, man, it's gotten even colder since I last mentioned that it is -2 degrees. Lows around 13 below for the rest of the night. Man, highs around 3 below tomorrow. It's going to be a cold one on Sunday tomorrow. And it's just kind of heating up in here right now, I hope. So back into some music. I'm a little dazed, man. I just got blown away by Lonesome Dan Kase. It was so cool to have him in the studio with us tonight and to have some live music and just to have company on the show is always a treat. So thank you, Dan, for coming in. Again, he's on online at lonesomedan.com. Okay, this is a little funkier. We're going to pick things up a little bit with the Bashow Rhythm and Steel Band, and their song is this is a record from 2021 called Expansions, and we're going to hear Squaring the Circles. It's on Jazz 88, the Jazz Impulse. It's Jazz 88. This is the Jazz Impulse, and that is the Gerald Wilson Big Band. 1967, the year for Viva Tirado here on Jazz 88. Having some trouble with the turntable earlier on. Hopefully you didn't catch that. But we heard Almiedo Torresi and Oh, man. Try reading my handwriting. I dare you. Okay, that was Olmedo Torres and Polibio Mayorga. Polibio Mayorga, the composer of Equatoriana, is a really cool collection of his work, 1969 through 1981. Very cool stuff. Here on the Jazz Impulse tonight, Danny Sigelman just still bowled over by our special guest tonight. Lonesome Dan Kase came in, played some really great blues stuff. He has amazing guitars and really cool records. We definitely got to have him back at some point in time. And we have a really great special guest next week. We're going to be broadcasting once again from the Dakota. The club downtown Minneapolis will be once again on fire with live music that will be broadcasting here on the show. Nerdy is performing. He's a Twin Cities rapper, activist, really, really sweet guy, actually. Very cool, up and coming, and really kind of seems like there isn't a stage he's crushed in the last couple of years that I've seen him. I know he played at Orchestra Hall, and I remember seeing him at the State Fair. Speaking of crushing it, we're going to hear his song, Crush. It's Nerdy next week here on the Jazz Impulse. It's on Jazz 88.
My friends think that I'm crazy, but you really got
Good Vibes Only, every Saturday night on Jazz 88.
Getting to know you was one of the things that I chose to do. Baby, I love you and the world that surrounds you. Now that I know you as one of the things that makes life real, baby, I love you. The world that surrounds you. Getting to know you is one of the things I hold so dear. A love like this I never knew I could feel. Who think that I love you after all of the things that I put you through, baby? I love you in the world that surrounds you. Getting to feel you is one of the things I've grown to feel. Baby, I love you in the world that surrounds you. I said getting to show you some of the things you make me say. Baby, I love you in the world that surrounds you. Wow, getting to know you. Hey, baby, it's one of the things I hold so dear. A love like this I never knew I could feel. Who think that I love you
funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. You make me smile with my heart. Oh, your looks are laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? Oh, but don't change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? Oh, but don't change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay. Each day is Valentine's. Each day is Valentine's. Each day is Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. That is the voice of Etta James, 1995. I think I saw her on that tour. The record was called Time After Time. She's doing her version of My Funny Valentine. A really nice assist from flugelhornist Ronnie Buttacavioli. And on the guitar was Josh Sclair. And a lot of people on that record, and she kind of went all over the map musically at during that time. I think I saw her performing at St. Kate's that year. So, man, to see that voice, to see Etta James in person, that was really, really special. Parliament before that, Getting to Know You from the Clones of Dr. Funkenstein. George Clinton bringing the P-Funk sounds with you. Did I say 1976? Also, Nerdy, brand new, fresh from the Twin Cities. And Nerdy will be our guest next week, next Saturday here on the Jazz Impulse, performing live from the Dakota. Got a great thing going with the Dakota. It's really easy. We got it all set up, ready to go. We've been doing some really fun broadcasts from there. We'll branch out. We're going to kind of go to some other clubs this year as well. But we're wrapping up the month. I've been celebrating, I can't speak for you, but I've been celebrating a year of doing the Jazz Impulse here at Jazz 88. It's been a lot of fun and doing special things like having Nerdy next week and having Lonesome Dan Kase today. Like to bring you the variety, like to bring you the live sounds live on the radio on a Saturday night here at Jazz 88, especially when it's so cold. Just kind of imagine people all look bundled up, maybe doing some puzzling, I hope. It's all happening here on the Jazz Impulse. So do stay tuned to Jazz 88. Coming up at 10 o'clock, we have Jazz Night in America with Christian McBride, as we do every Saturday at 10. That'll be on the way. My name is Danny Sigelman. I got some Richard Groove Holmes coming up right after this.
When addiction takes hold, it's easy to feel like no one can help. But you're not in this alone. For 75 years, Hazelden Betty Ford has been at the forefront of addiction and mental health care, evolving treatment, reimagining recovery, and breaking through barriers to help families everywhere find healing. So please reach out at 855-489-2383. Help is here. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation and aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Jazz Impulse fills your Saturday night up. Right on Jazz 88.
Okay.
This is Jazz88, the Jazz Impulse, wrapping things up for your Saturday night here. Your host, Danny Sigelman, having a blast with some Gray Boy featuring Carl Denson. 2008, the year of Gray's Groove. Gotta love some flute jazz. Before that, some Richard Groove Holmes. He had a really nice big band on that. Coming through with the Apple. It's all here on Jazz 88. Do stay tuned for Jazz Night in America. It's coming up at 10 o'clock here on Jazz 88. Tune in next week here on the Jazz Impulse. We'll be having special live broadcasts from the Dakota with Nerdy. Be safe, stay warm, have a great Saturday night. We'll see you next week.
Tune in here on Monday nights at 7 for Minnesota Jazz Tracks. You'll hear local legends like Irv Williams or Jeannie Arlen Peterson, distinctive Minnesota artists like Happy Apple or L.A. Buckner. Old and new, near and not too far, we'll see what's been going on in music around these parts. That's Minnesota Jazz Tracks with me, Sam, Monday nights 7 to 9 on Jazz 88.
The car helped us go to work or go to the movies, and now it's helping to preserve these programs that are so valuable to us. My name is Paul Green, and I donated my 1998 Nissan Altima to public radio.
And you can too. Visit jazz88.fm/support.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to Jazz 88 tonight. It's been a really fun Saturday. I hope your Saturday is going just fantastic. Hope you're staying warm out there. Some events in downtown Minneapolis, notably the Minnesota Timberwolves game, should be getting out pretty soon tonight. Tip-off was at 8 o'clock. They're playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm sure they'll have that thing wrapped up very soon, so you're going to want to look for some extra traffic in downtown Minneapolis, especially around the Target Center tonight. Saturday is always jumping in downtown Minneapolis. In St. Paul, a couple construction projects going on. The Kellogg Boulevard 3rd Street Bridge is closed between Lafayette Street and Mounds Boulevard for a total facelift. Nearby Highway 61 is reduced to one lane at East Kellogg Boulevard for bridge work. It's cold tonight. We're looking at a low around -12 with wind chill values as low as -30 degrees. Northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. Looking at a sunny but cold Sunday, a high near -3 for Sunday. I'm your host, Danny Sigelman. You are listening to 88.5 KBEM FM, Minneapolis and St. Paul. Jazz88.fm online. We are a listener-supported service of Minneapolis Public Schools. Have a great night. Do be safe. Do stay warm, and thanks for listening to Jazz 88.